Adewale, mute that beg. Hello guys, welcome to Boxing Blog Center, the home of Nigerian and African boxing. Please, if you're new to this channel, make sure you click the like and of course the subscribe button right now, and also go to the notification bell icon, click it and select all so I don't drop video back and this video you definitely be notified. I'm right here with my brothers Christopher Marty, Isioma, and of course Adewale. Adewale came in at the right time, bro. I must tell you guys this because I wasn't expecting to see Adewale, join us. But regarding this subject, bro, I don't know, man. Bob Arum is now very much pessimistic about regarding what is this? Oh man, what did he have for you now? Can you guys hear me? Okay,
Sure, yes.
I hope you guys can hear me. I mean, people on the chat. If you can hear me on the chat, please say yes. Anyway, Bob Arum is.
Yeah, we can hear you in the chat too.
Oh, okay, bro. Thanks.
I can hear you.
Bob Arum is now pessimistic, and also, like I kind of agree. He's pessimistic about over Fury, Joshua, the possibility of it happening. He said that Deontay Wilder might be next, and we've seen some. We've already seen some signs already. The signs are there. Wilder is coming back. Wilder is back in the gym, training, and we all are just. I mean, Adewale is a big Wilder fan, and I know he's got a lot to say. But before Adewale jumps in, let me of course read the statement right here, and then we proceed from there. A frustrated top-ranked chairman Bob Hearn told Boxing Scene on Monday that he would not be surprised if plans for the all-British undisputed heavyweight championship fight between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua in the works for late July or early August Saudi Arabia fall apart, and that Fury next wins up facing former world title holder Deontay Wilder for the third time. He said, I quote, Bob Arum saying it right now, maybe we will breathe some life into Wilder, and Fury will fight Wilder, and Joshua will fight WBO mandatory challenger Alexander Usyk, said Bob Arum to BoxingScene.com. Eddie Hearn is busy trying to sell the London Bridge. Arum said, let me tell you, last time I talked to Eddie was early last week, and he said he was going to have a signed agreement from the Saudis in 24 hours. Well, he's a little late. Wouldn't you be pessimistic if you haven't heard from him or anybody for a week? We are the promoter with Frank Warren of Fury, and we haven't heard from Eddie in a week. Whoa. Yeah, we'll go. He said we got a document and they said it wasn't binding. We said it has to be binding, and we haven't heard back from them. It says in the paperwork. This is not a binding agreement. Eddie sent me the draft, but it was not a binding agreement, and it was supposed to be turned into a binding agreement in 24 hours. And Frank Warren and I haven't spoken to Eddie since. He's gone radio silent. This is really crazy, man. Eddie Hearn, I believe Eddie Hearn. Listen, man. In as much as I'm an Eddie Hearn, I'm a believer. Okay, I'm a believer that Eddie Hearn is what he says he is, because we've seen it. We've seen him. Set up big fights before. This is not the first time. But the thing is that, I know he's the one putting in the work in terms of he has the contact with the Saudis and the Middle Easterns and all the stuff. But I'm now thinking, why hasn't Eddie Hearn reached out to Bob Arum over a week, and why didn't he keep his promise by saying, listen, in 24 hours I'm gonna get in touch with you? And he said a different, Bob Arum was so confident just last week here, and not knowing we not knowing that they haven't spoken, for over a week now. So it's just like, I don't know, man. It's crazy. Is this fight really happening, or not? Like Eddie Hearn has been saying. Eddie Hearn is used to saying 2 weeks time, 1 week time, 2 weeks time, 1 week time, all this kind of stuff. So tomorrow, this is of course April 28th. It might, like, tomorrow might be is the deadline, right? Or is it the end of the month? I don't know. The deadline. Okay. So, or let's say the end of the month. If that's the case, and we haven't heard anything yet. Of course, we saw the interview that Eddie Hearn conducted with Sky Sports today, but still, we keep hearing, oh, it's gonna, things have been drafted. It will be announced very soon. But still, there's no action, man. We just want to see the final piece put together, and the final piece being put together is when both Bob Arum, Frank Warren now say, listen, it is on. I mean, on and on and on. On for real. So, at this stage, we don't know yet. I mean, I'm still, like I said, I'm now becoming more skeptical. Because Bob Arum have been very positive, but now he's no longer positive. Maybe in 2 days' time, we might see something different. Maybe this weekend. I don't know. What's holding this fight up? I want to let our brother Adewale come in, Deontay Wilder fan. He has a lot to say. Adewale, how you doing, brother?
I'm good, brother. Thank you for having me, man. Hey,
thanks for the show,
greetings to all my brothers on the panel, Raymond, Christopher, Isioma, and everybody in the chat. Smash the like button as you come in, please. Now, I've been saying this for a long time. This fight between Joshua and Fury is a wish fight, if I'll put it that way. And I know people hate me so much because most people are Joshua fanboys. I understand. But if we are being logical, Tyson Fury, one of the major ingredients to make this fight happen, he is in court with Deontay Wilder. The judge hasn't come out with a resolution. So why are people choosing to sweep that aspect under the carpet? I know the answer to that. Because they hate Wilder. It's really that simple. Why do they hate Wilder? Because Eddie Hearn started a smear campaign in 2017 saying that Deontay Wilder is not a star. He hasn't fought anybody. Oh, he needs to come fight Dillian White in order to get Anthony Joshua. And then people ran with those narratives and it went out of control to the extent that they become illogical. When Wilder became the third highest earner in the sport of boxing 2 years in a row, people were still questioning and blaming him for not signing with DAZN, not signing with this, not signing with that. But this guy is still one of the highest paid boxers in the world. And you're telling me that he has made bad financial decisions? You just hate the guy. Let's keep it real. Another thing, Eddie Hearn, the so-called best promoter in the world. And I have to give him some credit. Eddie is a great promoter, but I dislike him as a person. Me personally, I will never like Eddie Hearn simply because he went out of his way to diminish Deontay Wilder's reputation, and he failed woefully because that only made Wilder a superstar at the end. Now, Eddie gave Bob Arum a piece of paper that wasn't legally binding. The piece of paper is as good as a tissue paper, people. This is trash. You can easily take that piece of paper, throw it in the garbage. There is no difference. He gave Bob Arum a piece of garbage and said, oh yeah, that is the deal. Both fighters have signed the deal. Fans, we've given you a good announcement. The fight is going to happen. He's just hyping the fans up. I've been telling people, do not listen to Eddie. Wait until the judge that is in control of the arbitration process gives a final judgment. If the judge says, Deontay Wilder, you lost this case, you don't have a right to fight Fury the third time, then believe something is going to happen. Other than that, stop wasting your time listening to Eddie Hearn coming out and saying, "Oh, Deontay doesn't have any recourse to the trilogy. He's a nobody." Still the same thing they've been doing since 2017, trying to diminish Deontay at every opportunity possible. Now, Bob Arum, he's slowly changing his tune. It started off with, "Oh, Deontay, the contract expired. He let it expire. So right now, he's not going to win. He has no chances in court." And then now he's slowly trying to change the tune, telling us that, "Oh, Fury might fight Wilder next, He might fight Wilder next because, Eddie is not making it work." The truth is, they are lying to the fans. All the promoters are lying to the fans. They all know that Fury is obligated to go through the court system because he's in court. Until the judgment comes out of that, then we can move to the next stage. And then finally, before I go, I'm so happy that this entire situation vindicates Deontay to a large extent. Even if Joshua Fury fight eventually happens, Deontay should be vindicated. But I don't expect the people that hate Deontay, the Eddie Hearn fanboys, the robots. These guys, it's like, I just don't understand if they have cotton wool pulled over their eyes and their ears. I understand your love for AJ makes you want to love everything associated with him, and that includes Eddie Hearn. But listen, Eddie Hearn is a promoter. He doesn't give a damn about even AJ. All he cares about is matchroom boxing, making money for matchroom boxing, and he was lucky enough to sign AJ because without AJ, matchroom boxing will be nothing. Okay, so with that being said, let's wait until the end of the arbitration process before going to the next level. I strongly believe Deontay is fighting Tyson Fury next. I strongly believe so, but we'll keep our fingers crossed to see what happens. Thank you.
By the way, bro, that reminds me. Like, I came across something today on social media. This guy, what is his name again? Austin Amo Williams. Posted a very creepy stuff on Instagram, on his Instagram account, saying "fuck Eddie Hearn." He called Eddie Hearn like he's a matchroom fighter. He called Eddie Hearn all sort of names. In fact, let me see if I can find it, because it's very, very, very like just weird. It's just weird, man. Anyway, let our brother come in. Christopher, how you doing, bro?
Me good, man.
Yeah.
Me good. Yeah.
So what do you make of this, bro?
Yeah, but me listen to the man. The man pour his heart. Him say him and Deontay while them Vance. I understand that he love the guy better. So, but the story coming from Eddie Hearn, it's something that everybody listen to, because the man has been good. He has never felt when he promised to, like, he want to come out with a fight. The fight always come to stay, and So if it happened this way, that what the guy is talking right now, that what is Eddie Hearn is talking is lying, where he says shock. But I wonder how a person will just come on air and speak what is not that truth word. So it's too bad. You see. I can't even believe that, and at the same time I'm scared. I don't want anything to happen to the fight, so that's what I'm trying to say, because I need to watch the fight. You see, but Deontay, if he can give us a chance and stay and let the two big fighters come to pass, so that maybe later he can fight, that would be nice. Because I'm sorry to say that I'm so scared. I don't want to lose the fight. I want to see Tyson and Fury and Joshua fight. It has become, even though Eddie Hearn is lying by what he's talking about, but man, the fight has already been. And I believe strongly that this fight will take a place. Even John today, they're not the court, do try to what they do, they might be stay aside. But you know what I believe? I believe say this fight must stay. It must come to pass. We believe that, because it was everywhere. In fact, people believe the man, even though he's lying. Because it's my first time hearing that Deontay is still like fighting to get everything right, because he was silent. Nobody listened. Nobody heard from him. So why that happen? If you wanted to make a fight happen, I think you should stand up and start doing the normal thing. Let the people know that, okay, I am not died. I'm not dead. I'm still on chat. So I'm still trying to make things, I want to fight. But it was just like gone. Like some of the story analysts say it will design it to go away. So until Joshua and Fury fight almost come to pass. You know what I mean? So but coming with another excuse now is scaring me. You understand? So I'm so scared now, but I don't have anything to talk much. But what
Bro, you don't have to be scared. I mean, you can be optimistic, and or maybe you can either be optimistic or just being skeptical. Right
let me ask you a
now,
question.
yeah.
Let me ask you a question, sir. You want to tell me that what a man saying now is lying or is saying the truth?
Bro, people are saying Eddie Hearn is not lying. Like I said, I'm not gonna say Eddie Hearn is a liar, but at the same time, things are not looking good right now. Not looking good, not the way I want it to be. Because why hasn't he spoken to Bob Arum for over a week? And why did he say he was going to get in touch with Bob Arum in the next 24 hours and didn't do so? Bob Arum is a straight up dude. A lot of you guys might not like the guy, but he's a real one. He speak what he believes in. I'm becoming more skeptical than I was before. But deep down in me, I still kind of believe that the fight will happen.
Fire. That's something I want to hear, please.
Thanks, brother. I do appreciate you for coming in. Isioma, how you doing, bro?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. How are you too?
Fine, brother. How's life? How's everything in Nigeria?
Well, we're trucking and trudging.
By the way, have you watched the Rafa Akpajore fight?
Yes, I did watch it.
What do you make of it, our brother?
That's another clinical finish. It was a no contest as far as I was concerned. It was a no contest at all.
Yeah, a lot of people that commented, although I had to remove some comments from it. A lot of people that commented were saying, "Oh, this is like, bro, that guy fought this guy, what's his name, Sonny Konto, an heavyweight prospect who is very dangerous. We saw what Sonny Konto have been doing as a prospect. So Akpajore just like Akpajore's size was just like a key factor, and he's just a monster, bro. I understand he still has a lot to work on. Okay.
I agree. He still has a lot to work.
A lot to work on. Himself, he knows it. But the guy's trying. The guy has not been boxing for a long time, huh? He's not been in boxing for a long. Like, bro, the guy is not.
Very true.
So, he is a former basketball player. He did NFL as well, and then translated to boxing. Now, boxing is a different, of course, it's a different sport, and you can tell that NFL blood is in him because that basketball blood, because the engine, his cardio is he has a very good cardio. You can tell. And the guy can do 6 rounds, without even without a sweat. And his next fight is going to be against a very tough guy, a tough journeyman or so. Someone like Sokolowski, somebody like that is coming, that will come to fight. So Akpajore is learning every fight Akpajore has right now. Like Akpajore, in my opinion, Akpajore shouldn't be beating guys like Curtis Head the way he did it. Not like that. He should be struggling with guys like that. It just shows that Akpajore as he's really mastering his craft, and that's impressive to see. But a lot of you guys who don't know that will just come and say, "Oh, that's being kind of awesome." Well, that was a technical fight. His jab is improving. Everything is going well for Akpajore. Anyway,
But we can't talk about his cardio yet because we haven't seen him, go into rounds. He's just been knocking everyone out. I don't think he's done more than round 2 yet. But with his sporting background, we expect that the cardio should be there, particularly because he was a basketballer. But I like the fact that he truly does box like the true hurricane that they call him to be, even though he still has a lot of touching up to do. I think that's a great prospect today, heavyweight division, and I look forward to him getting into tougher fights. I'm looking forward to that solo what?
He's not.
Solowoski, if it happens.
Solokoski. It's not. It's not. His next fight is not against Solokoski. He's going to be fighting someone like Solokoski.
Yeah, I really do wish he fights. Solokoski fights tougher opponents, but of course it's a build-up. I mean,
okay. The person is fighting now has less losses than Solokoski, and it's also very tough. The person is fighting soon. Might have like 18 something losses, but only been knocked out once, and by Gerald Washington, and that was many years ago. And it's 4 top guys, and they couldn't knock him out. So Akpojere going into that fight is already a test, because if he knocks him out, he becomes the second guy to knock that guy out. That guy has only been stopped once in his 18 losses. And so like Akpojere is very. Listen, one thing I like about Akpojere right now.
He's very young. Was it not 2018? He started late 2018.
Yeah. You see how he's improving, and also he's active. How many of our listen? Was I not complaining about our brother not being? I don't want to mention his name here. Was I not complaining about the guy not being active, like enough? When next do we know the guy? Like when next do we? Okay, now let me say, for example, now when next do we know Apochi? I wonder when do we know when Apochi is fighting? When next? We don't know, right?
Yeah, we can't
when Ajagba was with PBC, after one fight, before you see Ajagba next time, maybe 6 months later, maybe like, you know what I mean? If Ajagba was active with PBC, I believe Ajagba's craft will be definitely like more advanced now. But although the trainer will probably be the same, which might not have done a good, done him well like that. So Akpojere being with the Kuruma now, who's a technical trainer, I think was the best decision in my opinion. Even though not proven yet, but what he's doing at Ajagba, I'm loving it. So a lot of our fighters are not active. I don't want to mention the other guy's name because I don't want to promote him on this platform for one reason or another. The guy, when was the last time the guy fought? I mean, 2020, and against I think he has 13 fights, all against bombs, The fights he has, his opponent is not even up to Akpojere's opponent, despite him being in boxing, way longer than Akpojere. So Akpojere is doing something right. Akpojere will go far. He got all the attributes. He's got the attributes. He just to sharpen up his skill set, which he's working on. So that's something good. I like seeing fighters active. Akpojere is one of those guys that's very active. Anyway, let's get to the end stuff, bro.
I mean, this is the conditioning that I've given myself as it relates to Tyson Fury Anthony Joshua fight. I look forward to it happening. If it happens, amazing. If it doesn't happen, I'm not going to get disappointed. I'm not going to, beat myself about it. But I do know that it is the fight that should happen, in spite of the Deontay Wilder's factor. Okay, I think that in the psyche of the boxing fans globally, they want to see Joshua Fury instead of a trilogy between Fury and Wilder.
You're right, man.
Okay, but you cannot deny Wilder his rights. There was the trilogy that was discussed, agreed upon, signed for, which gives Wilder the right to seek legal redress. But then again, these things have a way of assuming their own life. Dillian White in 2019, I think, won the mandatory for WBC to fight Wilder. Okay.
Bro, he never won.
Okay. Well, but he had the mandatory. I remember he did, and he went to court over that.
He did, yes, for sure. I don't want to make talk because we know what's up. I don't say I don't want a fan, but facts are facts.
No,
he went to court.
Even only the mandatory for 10 days after
My brother, for 10 days. What do you mean by for 10 days? I don't want
He was interim champion.
I don't want to interrupt my brother. Let him finish.
Okay, Sioma, finish.
Yeah.
Dillian was interim champion for WBC. Okay, he was interim champion. There was a reason why Dillian decided to take legal action against the governing body of WBC. Up until now, that fight never happened. So what if there are delays in the court for the third fight between Fury and Wilder? And while all of that delay is ongoing, Joshua and Fury happens. Anything can happen at any point in time. Eddie Hearn might not have been able to pull all the strings he was to pull, but Arum might also have taken the back foot, waiting for Eddie Hearn to do majority of the promotional works. Okay. What if after this discussion, tonight or tomorrow, there is another development that gives it more life than death? So I am just open to any eventuality. Yeah, I'm open to any eventuality. But that is the fight the world wants to see. That's my contribution to it.
Yeah, like Christopher want to see it.
Yeah, Adewale, you can come in now.
Yeah, thanks, bro. Okay, I was gonna say, Dillian, this is the sequence of the events. Why Dillian Whyte was screaming 600 days, 1,000 days. Dillian Whyte was ranked number 1 WBC. But being ranked number 1 doesn't make you the mandatory. For you to be the mandatory, the WBC would place you there based on their rules, whatever. So Dillian was required to fight. Dominic Brazil was given a mandatory, and Dillian was upset about it. Then he talked about taking them to court, and I don't think he did. I don't think he actually took them to court. Meanwhile, Dominic Brazil gave Dillian Whyte an opportunity to fight him because Deontay was tied up in a fight, I believe, against Ortiz. Can't remember. Dillian refused to take that fight. Around the same time, Dillian was screaming so much that he wanted Deontay. He was never the mandatory, keep in mind, but he was ranked number 1. And because he was putting so much pressure that he wanted Deontay, Deontay said, I will give you a voluntary opportunity if you beat Luis Ortiz. Okay? That's fair enough because it was a voluntary opportunity.
I actually remember this as mandatory, but I mean, you're saying it differently now. I'm surprised myself.
Dillian did not face Ortiz. He chose to fight Derek Chisora the second time. And then he beat Chisora fine. He was still screaming, I want Deontay, he's a coward, he's a bum. And everybody was running along with it because they hate Deontay. Now, he was still not the mandatory. Deontay took out his mandatory in Dominic Brazil. IBF presented an opportunity to Dillian Whyte. Fight Kubrat Pulev, and you become the IBF mandatory. But the problem was, Eddie Hearn was not really invested in Dillian. He didn't want to spend too much money on the bidding. So they lost the bid to Kubrat Pulev, and the fight was to be hosted in Bulgaria. Dillian refused to go to Bulgaria to fight Pulev. That's why he did not fight against Pulev. That's how we missed the IBF opportunity. And then, at the same time, the WBC said, okay, Dillian, why don't you fight Luis Ortiz and become the mandatory? Remember, Deontay had given him an opportunity to fight him as a voluntary, and then the WBC mandated it for him to fight Luis Ortiz and become the mandatory. Dillian still refused to. I believe he fought this guy, this man that looks like Michelin Man from Australia.
Lucas Brown.
Yeah, knocked him out brutally. Was screaming, "Let's go, Deontay! I'm ready." But the problem was Lucas Brown was a nobody. Who is Lucas Brown, bro? Bro, can anybody a true boxing fan tell me that Lucas Brown is anybody? Bro, Lucas has been washed up since he won the WBA title around 2006 against Shigaev, and the fight he tested positive to some drugs. Bro, I'm not even going too deep. I'm talking about Dillian. Then a third opportunity presented itself. Dillian beat Oscar Rivas, and he was still screaming, "Oh, I just want my title shot. I just want my title shot." Then the WBC officially said, "Now you have the WBC interim title, and you're the mandatory." 10 days later, controversies pop up. This guy tests positive for Dianabol. Let's go get the B sample. They took him off the mandatory position, the WBC, after being there for just 10 days. But then the fans are going to run around and say, "Oh, he was there for 1,000 days, 600 days. Go on Google. Go on. See, it's very easy to find this information. Go on the internet. It's there, live. But people choose to carry a narrative based on who they like and who they don't like. And unfortunately, Deontay has been the whipping board for the last few years. And fortunately, he's making so much money off it. So the guy is actually good. You know, he's made so much money. He's defended his title 10 times. This guy has broken heavyweight record sales in his own time. Come on, man. This guy has tried, bro. You can hate him all you want. A guy that started boxing 1.5 years later, joined the U.S. Olympic team without any skills, with limited skills, not without any skills. Joined the U.S. Olympic team after 1.5 years of stuff and won it. Yeah, man.
Thanks, brother. I do appreciate it. I want to say big shout out to every one of you that support the channel. I see you, Lisa Bills. Lisa Bills, so one of my top fans are here. I see some new people in the house. Shout out to each and every one of you. Dragon of the West. What's up? How you doing, brother? Paulos Lind. First time I'm seeing this guy here. Also the first time seeing Olawale Ojekule. First time seeing you right here. So let me shout out to each and every one of you that support the channel. We'll be right back with another banger. And we're talking about MMA. Oh my God. Yo, Woko. Let's get it. I love in Vietnamese. Cheers, guys.